Hello users of YouTube, and welcome to yet another episode of Daniel's Videos and etc. And today I'm going to be talking about the IBM Personal Computer AT Keyboard. My main driver keyboard is an Unicomp 104 key keyboard. That is my main driver keyboard. But just today, after coming home from a long trip from Charlottesville, me and my father decided to stop by a thrift store. And we don't typically tend to visit the thrift stores at Charlottesville, and didn't think I would see anything cool. So we went to a Goodwill, and there was nothing really much there. They didn't really have a lot of electronics or anything that much of the ordinary or whatevers. Just your typical clothing and whatever. So then we decided to go to another thrift store. And this was probably the best thrift store I've ever been to. Because while looking through the thrift store, it was pretty massive, actually. I don't remember what it was called, but it was in, I believe, just outside of Charlottesville. But anyway, I was looking around at this thrift store, and then I found this keyboard laying in a box of keyboards. Yes, I found this IBM Personal Computer AT Keyboard, and I found it laying in a box of keyboards. And what amazed me was, what the heck? Why was it doing there? I didn't know what it was doing there. And I picked it up immediately. And I made sure, because these keyboards are starting to become really rare to find, and they're worth a lot of money. And I immediately ran up to the front desk, and I asked how much it would cost to buy this keyboard. I did notice this tag right here that said $300, and I assumed it meant $300. So I went up to the woman in the counter and I asked her, how much does this cost to buy? And she said $3. $3 for an IBM keyboard. And yes, this is a clicky keyboard as well. This is a buckling spring just like my Unicomp. Something's wrong with that shift key. Anyway, so I found this keyboard, yes, in a box of keyboards, and my dad bought it for I didn't have any money on me, so my father bought it for me. I am going to pay him back, of course, but it was $3. I got an IBM keyboard buckling spring for $3, and I could not believe it. This keyboard is... I do know one YouTube user that had this thing happen to him. I believe it was YouTube user UXW Bill. He went to a ham radio fest, and he found an IBM Model M keyboard that had an eraser head right here, I believe, and the two trackpad buttons, two of the secondary and primary buttons right here. He explained in the video that those keyboards are really rare to find, and they can go for like hundreds of dollars. And he found that keyboard, and he brought it home with him, and I believe the person who sold it to him, gave him only $2 for it. So just pretty much a similar thing just happened to me. I tested this keyboard out with a computer. It actually works, which is awesome. And aside from it working, when I turned it on, with my Linux machine right there, there was a weird problem with it. The motherboard was beeping and beeping and beeping and beeping, and I couldn't figure out why. Then I noticed there was a problem with this plus key. The plus key for some reason was backwards and it was stuck down. So I'm assuming that was a stuck key. So I yanked it out and the spring was all coiled up inside. Used a pen and I fixed the spring. Stuck it back on the right way. It took me a few tries, but I eventually got it back on and it works good as new. The problem is, since this keyboard's about, say, 30 years old, even more, like 32 years old, the springs and is not very aged well, or not the springs, but the whole thing hasn't really aged well. It hasn't yellowed. It hasn't really yellowed. I don't know if these keyboards are tend to yellow, but this one hasn't really yellowed too bad if it did. But it is really dirty. For example, like there's some scuff marks on the top, and there's some goo. It's not even sticky anymore. Of course, and there's the price tag on that. I'm glad they didn't put it on any of those keys. Some dirt right here in the corners. This part is a little bit messy. I mean, you can see there's dirt surrounding. The keys are covered in brown dirt. The whole keyboard's just a mess. And aside from it being a mess, power cord is coming out. Or not the power cord, but the cord is coming out. As you can see, it has split out, and that is not a good thing. I am going to be taking this keyboard apart to completely clean this thing out because it is really dirty. So basically what I'm going to do with this keyboard is I'm going to go ahead and begin restoring the keyboard. I'm going to go ahead and clean every key up with some rubbing alcohol, the whole thing. I'm not going to put the keyboard in the dishwasher. I might, just to save time, because that's what UXW Bill does. So the lights, they all work too. The LEDs work. I didn't test all the keys out, but they all got their springs. And they got a super wide space bar, and it actually works too. I think the stabilizer is working. I believe that's what you call it. The stabilizer bar is still working. So I can push it from this side and it'll still go down. So... And this was been shipped with an IBM PC AT. So, yeah. It also has these feet. You have to turn this knob to push them up, and it comes out when you to lock it into place, which is pretty hefty. Nothing much on the bottom, just some rubber feet. And the model number for this keyboard, 2700143317. And yeah, that's pretty much it. And I like how IBM screwed this in. Check it. It's metal screws inside this keyboard. Metal. I believe this is a back plate, or not under the plastic, but I mean, actually, it feels kind of metal. I don't know. Anyway, so yes, the keyboard does work, and it works pretty well. I went around searching on the internet about this keyboard, and I found a website called clickykeyboards.com. I'll provide link below, and they talk about all the keyboards that are on the market. Here's this one. This is an IBM PC AT keyboard. It looks like the one I have, except the serial number is actually a little bit different. I will need to figure out what other keyboards are there, because I don't know if this is the right one. It might be the real one. It might be the original one. I mean, it looks pretty close. See, the tab key is right, and all the function keys are correct. Even the arrow keys in the print screen. Yeah, that key was definitely in backwards. I think this actually is the keyboard, but the serial number is just different. Maybe this is the website serial number. But anyway, this is the information about it. This is an IBM PC AT keyboard. Serial number, I don't know. Date approximately between 1984 to 85. A black text on silver logo. That's what I have. An attached straight cable AT connector. Keycaps remove as one piece. Key switches buckling spring condition. Do not confuse this with an IBM XT83 keyboard, which will not work with a traditional PC without special converters. This is an original IBM AT84 keyboard that will still work with any modern system. Use AT to PS2 adapter. Comments: mechanical switches are very Mechanical key switches are very clicky, more so than IBM Model M. The features F1 to F10 are on the left side as opposed to the standard F1 to F12 on the up top. Reduce the size of the whatever that was to be, and backspace key, and change the position of the caps lock, escape, scroll lock, and print screen. So basically, whatever this guy did, keyboard has been completely disassembled to clean keys and internals as much as possible. We prefer to use gentle techniques to restore IBM hardware to original condition, and we don't resort to sandblasting and repainting keyboards that do not require it. So anyway, this, I believe, is the same keyboard, and I'm going to restore it, just like this guy's did. I'm going to look into buying a new cable, because the one I have is splitting out. I am going to open the back and show you guys what it might look like on the inside, but I'm not going to take anything else out. So I believe that was it. So, yep, 0 remaining in stock. I guess the person just sold his. So I'm going to go ahead and pause the video right now and just take a look around the site. Maybe I can find parts to fix this keyboard. Anyway, people, I did some researching on that website. They don't really have a lot of parts to buy. I think at Unicomp you might be able to buy a replacement cable. I'm not really sure, but we'll see, as this is an attached cable, as you can tell from the back of the keyboard, is it's an attached cable. Anyway, guys, thank you for watching this video. Again, subscribe, comment, like, dislike if you hated it or whatever, like it if you liked it. See you guys in the next one. Thanks, guys, for watching. See you guys in the next one, and see you guys later.